Yes, if you're just tuning in, the program is Galaxy Line, and my guest is Sir Julius Kayode Otitoju. Unlike his first coming on this program, when we dealt intensively with his professional line of duty, we will today concentrate more on national politics and the politics of Ekiti State, where he hails from. And of course, time permitting, I don't know now, we should be touching on some other few aspects of the national economy. So very quickly, let's start. And I want to start with Governor Aderiye of your state, Ekiti State. He just declared officially to run for president come 2019. And he also vows to dislodge our president from Aso Rock. I'm sure you heard that one very clearly too. What's your impression of this declaration?
Really, ordinarily, by Yoruba culture, we don't really discuss much of people who are junior to you.
Or people who are
junior to you.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like you are bringing yourself down.
Okay.
And again, you don't talk so much of people who are so senior to you. Because no matter what, people will rate you as, maybe not respectful.
Uncle.
So when we talk, I always like to talk with my peers. By age, by anything in life, I think I'm senior to Kayode. So I won't like to discuss some of the things. And if there's any area you think I'm not senior to him, you can mention it. Okay? The only thing, he has been the first, citizen of Ekiti State. And after that, there is no way you can compare both of us. Both in age, there is a differential of about 5 to 6 years. And that in total life, any way you rate it, I'm his senior. Either by achievement, by anything.
But even the simple statement, maybe in Yoruba, maybe you want to drop 1 or 2 comments on this declaration.
I will, but...
it's politics, isn't it?
I did so a month to his election, the last election with Fayemi. And that was on your sister station, Silverbird, where I compared him with Fayemi. Okay? The mode of campaign and everything. He actually watched it. Because eventually when I didn't vote for him and someone told him and we exchanged text messages, he mentioned that, I hope you have, dropped your accusation against me. And I had to tell him that, well, I had no accusation against you. In any way, I'm your senior. You are in prison. I come to bail you. Okay, with property I had maybe over 15 years before you became governor.
I'm coming.
Are you with me? Are you with me? So, but he took offense until he now prompted me to mention that, yes, I was your shorty. Okay, and I hope you won't make such mistake. And he has made such mistake to Olujimi again, because he was telling Olujimi and people he has said that, for me, you wouldn't have gotten to position you got to. Nobody is God. He wouldn't have gotten to where he got to if Obasanjo had not assisted him in the first instance in 2003. So I won't like to really, he's a character. He enjoys what he's doing. Just as I won't like to discuss someone who is junior to me, okay? I won't like to eulogize someone who disrespects others. Kayode doesn't fight his peers. He fights people who are senior to him. He's not fighting Obasanjo, he's fighting Buhari.
Can we now dovetail on that original question? Yeah. What's your impression of the declaration he made?
I say he's enjoying what he's doing. He's the only one enjoying what he's doing, and he's the only one who understands what he's doing.
Somebody...
He knows his game.
Somebody who is an Ekiti person might even say he's proud that at least one of their own...
Is he proud or...
is...
I say...
daring to...
And that's the level.
Dream a dream.
And that's the level he has put Ekiti ever since he became governor. Okay? He's so low down there, and he doesn't want anybody to be higher than his level. So Ekiti has permanently remained at its level, or even below.
So you don't see any sense in this declaration to run for
Because
president?
he's the only one who enjoys what he's doing. Nobody makes sense out of it.
There were a lot of people at that declaration event?
And who are the people? Are they the type of people Yoruba people will be proud of, or the political circle will be proud of? With the exception of the other guy who was Minister of Aviation, and probably Omishore, no other person of substance there.
Okay, let me move to another aspect. It's very clear that you are a sworn enemy of this fellow.
No.
Politically.
Of who?
Politically.
Of who?
Governor Fayose?
No, you are getting it wrong.
Oh, really?
I served under him as commissioner.
That's the question.
And throughout my stay with
former
him,
boss.
throughout, I must give that to him. Throughout my stay with him, there was mutual respect.
A friend,
He never,
a confidant.
he never treated me
Shabbily.
No. Even when I was leaving, and I told him I was leaving,
So
I gave him 2 months' notice, and he asked me to name a successor, who I named, and he made the person the commissioner for information. That's Gboyega Oguntuache.
yes.
Then when and he said, "What do you want me to do for you?" I said, "Come and tie a road in my community, which is Odoro. Odoro is a town. I'm from Odoro.
Okay.
Ikole is the bigger Igbeoba.
That's
head.
right.
So I'm from Odorani. And when I was leaving, he said, okay, for you to monitor, give the sketch of what you want me to do for you. Give a copy to your junior brother who was the chairman of Ikolide in Agbola. So, and I gave him, and he did it. He scraped the place, but before he could finish, he was impeached. So, I have nothing.
For a man that you are saying so much
Well,
about.
my name is Otitoju, if you don't.
How come? What has happened?
Because I'm giving you the truth.
Okay.
Or you want me to come to the open here?
To lie?
and be-
No, certainly
and be-
not.
No.
No.
He knows me for the truth.
So what has happened? That's the question now.
When I left, I couldn't advise him directly anymore. Okay? He listened to my advice. Immediately, I was called in 2004. That was at the peak of the family problem. May her soul rest in peace. Bimpe, his junior sister, was taking the family to the dry cleaner and all that. So immediately I came in, I called Bimpe and I talked to him. I told him, I told her that there was nothing you were doing to your brother or whatever that my junior sister was not doing to me. But the only difference is that my junior sister would not take the family to press. And she apologized, she begged me, and ever since we became friends until her demise. So really, there has been mutual respect between both of us. And that is why there is no way I will speak the truth that I won't offend him. And when I offend him, I'm offending someone who is junior to me in age, in achievement, in anything in life.
Okay, you also alluded to this fact earlier that you bailed him out of the Kwagemaya he was at that time. But some people want the world to believe that Fayose himself paid the money for that bail, not that you paid.
Okay.
This is a platform for you to
if they
say the truth.
If they think he paid for it, fine. All I know is I left in 2005, okay? And I think he got into trouble 2006 or 2007.
That's right.
Okay? And by that time, nobody was with him anymore. The only 2 people that ever served with him and who are still around was Owosheni Ajayi and I. And Owosheni Ajayi happened to be his lawyer. Okay? That one still stayed behind until maybe about a few months ago when he left him. He was still with him. He served as commissioner for, for justice and attorney general.
Attorney General,
Yeah,
Commissioner for Justice.
Yeah, so I think he left when he showed interest in governorship, and he wasn't the anointed, supposedly anointed person. So really, by the time his wife phoned me that whether I could use my property in Lekki to bail because it will be granted bail 2 days later. I told them, well, my house has no encumbrance that I would. And I said, okay, because he wasn't able to phone. He was already in Ikoyi prison. And he wouldn't have been in Ikoyi prison anyway. He would have been in EFCC custody. But he opted for Ikoyi prison, you know, as against EFCC. So, if you say he paid this way, to who? The land I used, I got it in 1990, okay? In 1990. I served in 2004, 2005. I've started living in my house since 1999. In fact, I was one of the pioneer residents of Lekki Phase 1. And I used the land, the house I was using with the premises to serve as surety because as surety, they said the property must be 100 million and above. So it wasn't able to get many people to do that. So I did it for him. Come to think of it, someone who you weren't in his party, he called you, he just thought that actually with your exposure and information and whatever, you should be able to do the image and do the job. And I did it for him. And when I wanted to leave, he did what he asked from me. You get my point? So why should he be in trouble and I won't be ready? And how much does he want to pay me? When I was serving him as a commissioner, there must be a special assistant which will be paid by government. Okay? But the person attached to me wasn't information person. So I employed my own and I was paying him. So I was having 2 PAs. One that must be paid for by the state and one that must be paid by me. And that was the one I brought from the media, who was handling the media work for me. So invariably, I was even paying some of my staff as a commissioner. And as a commissioner, ask anybody, no commissioner can award contract of up to 1 million under fire share. It's not possible. If it's up to 1 million, okay, they will tell you who to give the job.
We have little.
So these are
we have little time, so we need to.
Yeah, you are asking some questions, and I'm telling to dodge some of the questions.
Okay.
And you keep on pressing me.
Okay. Thank you for coming up with answers. As a full-blooded Ekiti politician, how do you describe Ekiti politics? I'll give you 4 adjectives from which you may have to pick 1 or 2. Is it crude? Is it unpredictable? Is it volatile? Is it cash and carry politics?
You want me to choose only one? Because I will take 3.
Some will say
I take 3 out of the 4. No, I take 3 out of
all of the above.
I take 3 of them.
Which 3?
It's now cash and carry. It's
unpredictability.
It's unpredictable.
Volatility.
And volatile.
And being crude.
No, crude, no. They are civilized people, you know, in politics of Ekiti. Come to think of it, no governor.
So it's not, your answer is none of the above?
It's 3 out of 4.
Okay, come again. Is it crude?
It's not crude.
Is it unpredictable?
Yes.
It's not volatile?
It is.
The politics is volatile?
Yeah.
It's not cash and carry?
It's cash and carry.
Wow.
So 3 out of 4. Yeah.
Let's move on. There is defection with impunity these days. The politicians hopping from one party to the other. That has become the order of the day now. Now, as a nation that wants ideologically sound practitioners in the field of politics, will such bread and butter defections help matters?
Well, I don't know what you mean by ideology, but to me, ideology is what you hold on to. And no matter the platform you display it, you know, whether moving from party A to B and whatever.
I mean party ideology, not the individual's ideology.
As you hold on to, what's party ideology? If you don't imbibe If the ideology of the party doesn't connote or coincide with yours, you won't be in that party. And once you hold on to the initial this thing, and you keep on looking for that in whatever platform until you actualize your dream, if it's actualizable. So really, for instance, I will use my own, because I've moved from parties, really.
Yes, I was.
Initially, I was to be the senator for Ekiti North in 2001, when we lost our senator then, Senator Ajayi, from Amoba. So I was in AD, and I'd already paid the money for the by-election and whatever, before people, the elders, particularly the chairman of the senatorial district then, Paolawumi Falodun, spoke to me that, no, we would like this replacement to come from Moba, where the my senator came from. So I've already paid the 100,000 naira for the form then. So I had to give it to the party and allow them. So they brought in Kolawole. But when they were bringing in Kolawole, they told me, come 2003, when there will be re-general election, you will be the candidate for Ekiti North. So I started campaigning. I don't want to say that I was the first to bring campaign billboard to Ekiti, because I started that campaign, having been given go-ahead in 2001. So billboard in all the 5 local governments.
Yeah, I remember.
So we did it. Now, a day to primary, when I've already got NTA, radio, and I was told, yes, I will get the candidature. A day to primary, the governor then, Niyi Adebayo, with the deputy governor, Alabi, and the chairman of the party, Akoshile, invited me to the governor's office and told me that there's no way you won't win the primary, but don't appear for the primary next day. What's your reason? They said, because Alabi was still the deputy governor, and he would like to retain him as deputy governor for the 2nd term. You and Alabi, you both hail from Ikoli, so we won't like to have both the deputy governor and the senator from the same local government. What have you been doing since 2001?
Don't forget 2003. The issue, defections,
I'm telling
arbitrarily with impunity.
That's what we are saying now. Yeah. That's what we are discussing.
Yes.
From AD, you get my point. So when they say you can't go a day to primary, and they gave it to the person who you considered to in 2001.
Just summarize that one to make your point.
Then I had to.
So I can
then I had to, rest and go to my house.
Okay.
Until when Fami Falana came and, woo me to NCP. So in NCP, I still contested the Senate under, for that year, 2003, but under NCP. Okay, and that was where I was able to collaborate with PDP to make sure that AD didn't win. There were 2 reasons. We wanted to give Obasanjo political base in Southwest.
Okay.
So I teamed up with PDP. And so and behold, I got my party structure with the consent of Femi Falana, because he was my leader, though junior to me again.
Am I right to say now you are trying to say or argue that there is no bread and butter defections?
No defection is voluntary.
Because
like I was in PDP, when I didn't work for him, I worked for Fayemi instead. He got there and listed 37 of us and expunged our name from the party and went down to the party, to the ward to remove our names. So for someone who doesn't want to die politically, I have to join another party. And that was how I moved to APC. So there are so many people like that. People like Segun, who even serve as governor under PDP. He had to move to APC because his name too was in that 37 names that he sent to
so defections you continue
as long as you hold on to your ideology and good intention you have, any platform where you can actualize it, you continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. I've heard you complain bitterly about the unfair treatment which you said some people meted out to you right there on the Ekiti political field. And right now, I'm also beginning to hear that you are going back into that same place to fight politically, to get another seat.
Is it really fight?
I don't know. I don't know which of the seats you want now. Is it gubernatorial or
no,
which one?
If it would be gubernatorial, you will have been seeing me making noise like others.
Okay.
It's not yet time for Senate. Senate is 2019.
My question now is, you're going back there under that same terrain. Does it mean that you have mended fences, you know, with those your political, what do you call them?
I don't know.
Political haters.
I don't know. I don't know how you see things. Most of these people.
Have you reconciled with
all
them?
these people you are talking about?
Right.
Politically, they are mature. Okay. The only person that is really very difficult to predict is the governor that you mentioned. You get my point? Is it Fayemi? Is it Segun? Is it Niyi Adebayo? These are civilized and matured people. They will, when people come, they will look at you, okay? Before primaries, they will know who can represent Ekiti nationally, which is not new, which I've been doing, either on political ground or on whatever. I know, economic ground or whatever, you know, but at, you know, probably at corporate level. So, it's not a do or die. Whatever I do is not a do or die. In fact, Adetumbi, Senator Adetumbi and I were the real arrowhead of AD senatorial in between 2001 and 2003. Okay? When we see, when he was senator, you will see the quality of service. You get my point? This is how we see ourselves. I mean, people who belong to the same thinking, you know, faculty. All right? We see ourselves, we don't see ourselves as fighting or as antagonistic. No. You get it? Yes, you don't get it. There are so many areas you can still help. If I get any political post today, first of all, it won't add to my wealth. It won't add to my children's wealth. It won't add to, even when I get position now, I use it to help other people. None of my children work with the government. They work in corporate, international level. The only person who works in Nigeria works as teacher, and that's as a lecturer, either in Unilag, what they call it, up north as lecturer, and you know, in recent time at Best University of Technology. These are teachers. These are people that are. She's not even a politician. So every other person works in one international distance, either as when you are talking of JP Morgan, okay? Then when you are talking of the hospitality, you are talking of what's the name of these people that manage? You know, so this is where they are. And they don't need women to get a job because they were trained and the school in best of schools in the world. You talk of Caltech, you talk of Virginia Tech, you talk of Howard, you know, these are where they trained. So the whole world is their constituency.
All right.
So when I do politics, I do it to help people, to help my community. You see what I said? When I was leaving, I said, what do I want you to do for me?
Okay.
I said, go and turn my town's road. This is it.
Okay.
So if I'm voted and I'm able to help people, fine. If I'm not, then I can't go hungry anymore.
So you are going back for the senatorial?
It's very likely.
Very likely.
Very likely.
Okay.
If someone like Segun, for instance, gets governorship.
We'll get to that.
I mean, if he gets governorship,
that
means one constituency out of two constituencies in my senatorial district is already taken care of.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Maybe at this point we'll